Hey, what is up? This is Nexus1G here, and I'm making another addendum video to my Xbox 360 versus keyboard and mouse video. Now, let's get up here, and my user had requested that I be about... This guy better not kill me. My user requested that I be about 60 meters, or about 65 yards, about a little bit over half a football field away. This right here should do it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Xbox controller first, and just to prove that I am using the Xbox controller, here I am moving slowly forward, which is something impossible to do with the mouse and keyboard. I'm going to zoom in. Now keep in mind that this will not be perfect. I guarantee you it won't. I have put a little bit of practice into getting the finer control down, but I'm still not there. But it should be accurate enough to at least prove my point, hopefully. So here we go. So in that magazine, I did I undercorrected a couple times, and hopefully, okay, so there's that. Now let's use the keyboard and mouse really quick before this guy comes over here and kills me. Ooh, that was close. Okay, so keyboard and mouse. Of course, I'm able to do this one a little bit faster because I'm much more used to the keyboard and mouse. After about 10,000 hours, you're just going to be used to it. Alright, so what we have here is we have a grouping, and then some undercorrection there, and some undercorrection there. It is slightly worse on the analog stick, but that is simply because of I haven't practiced at this, so I'm not as practiced as using the keyboard and mouse. So this little bit of deviation, I think that is acceptable given the differences of experience between the two control methods. That guy is really freaking scaring me, man. As far as I can see, that yeah, you can absolutely, given practice, you would be able to completely control the recoil with the analog stick. One thing you notice is, like, no, not every burst was perfect, but there were bursts in there that were perfect, that did not deviate. And so that alone is proof. So like that right there, that's about as good as you can get with a keyboard and mouse. So certainly you can adjust for recoil just as well with an analog stick as you can with a keyboard and mouse. It does take practice, as it does with the keyboard and mouse. When you were first learning it, it took practice. When you're first learning the analog stick, it takes practice. Once you have it down, though, I see absolutely no difference in using the analog stick and the mouse and keyboard. Now, that's my take on it, and I hope this video does suffice. I understand that the last video wasn't quite exactly what you were expecting, and I do apologize about that, but hopefully this new video will be more to your liking. I want to thank you very much for dropping by and watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and thanks for coming. Have a great day. Hey everybody, this is Nexus1G again with a little postscript to my video. Something that I forgot to cover in the original video that the user had brought up, and that is reacquiring a target. Now, he's talking about doing something like a 90-degree turn and being able to kill a target, you know. And when it comes to the analog stick, now, I'm not even going to try to aim at anything when I do a 90-degree turn, because that's just not going to happen with my level of experience. But when you do a 90-degree turn with the analog stick, it's not that slow. And see, I still have very fine movements with that sensitivity. So right there, 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 there. Now with the mouse and keyboard, let me go ahead and get that. With the mouse and keyboard, you are going to be able to move a little bit faster and still keep the fine movement. However, what you're also going to have is you're going to have that human factor, a little bit of a bounce when you come back, because the ligaments in your wrist, the muscles in your arm, the weight of your arm, all of that's going to be elastic, cause a little bit of shake at the end. It's going to cause inertia, you know, like Newton's laws of motion. For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So when you flick your wrist this way, then the rest of the arm has to counter that motion, so that way you can have the energy to move that mouse. And so when you do that, you get that little bit of shake at the end. And the difference between the speed of what you can realistically move a mouse and reacquire a target, you're going to be able to do that with a controller. And because of the taking out of the equation the inertia and the slight shake at the end of the turn, it really evens out. Now, like I said, my lack of experience, I'm not even going to try to aim at anything. Heck, I'm doing good just to do a 90-degree angle turn right now, but that's horrible. Anyway, but you know, it's not that much slower than using a keyboard and mouse, and I still have that very fine movement, like I said. But I wish I were a lot better at this so I could demonstrate it a lot better. But I can see that there really is not that much of a difference when you take into account the positives and negatives of both the mouse and the keyboard and the analog stick when acquiring a new target, like at a 90 degrees, or you know, just turning on somebody, like they're starting to shoot you and just turning on them and shooting them. There, between the mouse and keyboard and the analog stick, I simply do not see the difference. And you know, I implore you, if you really are one of those people that feel the analog stick puts you at a disadvantage, if you have an Xbox, or if you have a friend with an Xbox, borrow an Xbox controller. Just plug it straight into your computer. There's no extra setup needed. All you have to do is fire up the game that supports it, Counter-Strike Source. If you execute 360 config, or I'm sorry, 360 controller, if you execute that config, then it will allow you to use the 360 controller in Counter-Strike Source. Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops, will automatically use the stick, as well as Battlefield 3 automatically recognizes and uses the stick. Modern Warfare 3, it didn't work that way with me, but it might for you, who knows. But I implore you to give it a try, and don't just plug it in, use it once, say, it's no good. I mean, play games with it, play against people using a keyboard and mouse, see how well you do. Put in a couple hundred hours doing this, see where you end up. That's, I mean, if you really want to, you know, I mean, there's no proof that I could give you that would be better than you doing that yourself. But anyway, I want to thank you all again for coming and viewing my video. I hope that this video suffices and is a lot better than the previous video that didn't quite meet your expectations. Again, comment, rate, subscribe, and I want to thank you very much for coming by and watching the video. Y'all have a great day.